Alright, as always, take this with a grain of salt. These are not from Mcfarlane. So yeah, you know the drill. I try my best to keep this organized and let you guys know what's the chase, gold label, collector's edition, all that. So first off, let's gonna start with the live action. Here we have is the armor Batman. Now this Batman armor will also have a chase variant. And funny enough, this the only figure we have from armor Batman was from the DC collectibles, which only had a small run of the DC Films figures, since I believe they lost the license, from what I remember. But yeah, we're getting two versions of this guy. One is gonna be the normal version. The other one's gonna be a chase variant. I don't know what the chase variant is. I don't know if it's his eyes glow in the dark, if it's battle damage or anything like that. I still don't know. Or it could be that they could give us plastic cape for the normal version of the Batman armor, and then give us a cloth cape or wire cape for the other chase variant of the Batman armor. Uh, Here we also have is the Nightmare Batman. Now with this one, I really doubt we're gonna get guns. Since also the DC films, DC collectibles, didn't come included with guns, but that one we didn't get to see the figure since that one was cancelled. And if I'm not wrong, the Mattel version didn't come included with guns either. So yeah, I guess you won't have to be surprised if we don't have guns with this figure. Sadly, although you could buy the multi ammunition or multi accessory pack from Mcfarlane, which he does have a variation of guns in there. I'm also wondering if they're gonna use soft goods for his coat or is it gonna be plastic. Um, to be honest, I think I prefer the plastic, but I wouldn't mind if they use soft goods. Next up, here we have is Wonder Woman from Batman vs Superman. This one will most likely be just a repaint. They'll probably repaint her suit more darker colors. And she will most likely come included with a sword and shield, which I'm hoping that they do include that in the packaging. I will be surprised if they include a better head sculpt. Hopefully they don't ruin the head sculpt. I believe Mcfarlane's two previous Wonder Womans were good, were decent. Not they were not that great, but they were okay. It does look like Gal Gadot, but hopefully they can improve with this next Wonder Woman. Now for 2-pack, here we have is Doomsday versus Superman. Doomsday will obviously be a mega figure. I wonder if my friend is going to be reusing parts of the previous Doomsday we have gotten from them, or are they going to just do a new one? Are they going to just start from zero? And it also looks like this will be a second chance for people that missed out on the Target exclusive Superman. Although I believe this will probably come with an angry face or something like that to get, or probably battle damage to get away from the Target exclusive. And talking about Superman, this guy will also come with a chase, just like armor. This Superman will come included with a chase, and just like with the BVS armor Batman, I don't know what's gonna be the chase, or what's gonna be the difference between the 2-pack. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that's all for the BVS wave. Now we are going quickly to the Flash movie, which apparently we're gonna be having a chase variant of the Ben Affleck blue suit. Since previously Mcfarlane has given us the gray suit for some reason, but it looks like they're going back and giving us the correct version, but sadly in a chase variant. Now we're going to the Batman Forever stuff. As you guys probably know, my friend already announced or showed off the Batman Forever wave, but apparently we're gonna be getting a Batmobile. The first one we're gonna be getting is the Batmobile that will come included with an Alfred, which this actor that played in plenty of Batman movies, which was the Batman '89, Batman Forever, Batman Returns, Batman and Robin. So you're able to post him around with whichever Batman you want. And the second Batmobile will be a glow in the dark. So it looks like this one won't come included with lights, which it's a bit disappointing. But we will have to wait and see how it looks once my father announces how this Batmobile is gonna look in the dark. Alright, next up here we have is the Adam West Batman, which will kind of have a special treatment since Todd McFarlane himself is a fan of the Batman 66 TV show. So I won't be surprised if this guy comes included with an alternate head or more accessories. And here we also have one that people are really excited for, and it's the Christopher Reeve Superman. Hopefully McFarlane is doing a good job with that head sculpt and the body. I'm pretty sure they're gonna reuse the body from the Crisis on Infinite Earth Superman Earth 2. So all they have to work on is that head sculpt, and hopefully it's a really good Christopher Reeve head sculpt. Next up, one that I'm really excited for, even though I didn't watch the show, it's the 90s Flash. This guy I think appeared in the Flash, the recent Flash TV show, and I really liked him in there. So I'm really excited to get this figure of this guy. I'm pretty sure people that grew up with the TV show are also excited to get this figure. I'm sure. So hopefully my friend doesn't mess it up, and hopefully we get a good 90s Flash. And next up here we have is Batman Begins. This is also one that people have been waiting for since Mcfarlane is starting to do the Dark Knight trilogy. So it looks like we're gonna be finally be getting this guy. Pretty sure it's gonna be a popular one once it comes out. Here we also have is the Bat Cycle or the Robin Cycle from Batman and Robin. This one will probably be out once the Batman Forever Batmobile comes out, or it could be also earlier. And that's pretty much it for the live action. Now we go into the comics. Here we have is the 50s Batman. This is based on the, what I said, 50s Batman. Um, and this guy will also come included with a chase variant. It will probably be almost the same thing as they did with the first appearance of Batman. They'll probably color it differently. So yeah, we're going to be getting two different versions of the Batman 50s. Next up here we have is Batman Beyond Neo Gothic. And just like with the Batman 50s, we also going to be getting a chase variant. My guess is that this one might be also glow in the dark, or it could have one of them could not have the wings and the other one can, but I don't think that's the case. My money is more on the glow in the dark. You guys can also let me know what's your guess on these Platinum figures. Next up here we have is Batman slash Spawn. Now this one we already got a figure of it, so I wonder what's gonna be the difference, because this one is gonna be a chase variant and it will only come included with a Batman figure. Uh, this is just the name of the comic, Batman slash Spawn, but it will only be the Batman figure, so it's gonna be one single release. And like I said, it's gonna be a chase variant, so I wonder if they're gonna be reusing the same body from that 2-pack and probably giving it a better head sculpt or a better paint job, or I don't know, probably a cloth cape also. Next up here we have is Batman Noel. This is one of my favorite Batman suits, so I'm really excited to get this guy. I could be wrong, but I believe this is like a Batman Christmas suit. I mean, it's called Noel, so I'm pretty sure it's a Batman Christmas suit. But yeah, no chase variant for this guy, thankfully. Alright, now we're headed to the build-up figures. Before we start, I just want to say that there's two versions of this Justice League Task Force. This one is being the video game, and then the next one being a comic book form. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing the comic book form, since I don't know how they're gonna do a video game. Um, so yeah, now all of these are gonna have chase variants. So first off, here we have a Superman. Will be coming with a chase variant. Batman, which also will come included with a chase variant. The Flash, also with a chase variant. And I believe Aquaman will also come included with a chase variant. So again, we will be getting regular figures of this wave, but there will also be chase variants for this wave. And the build-up figure is still being rumored that it's going to be Darkseid, but I'm not 100% sure on it. Most likely, they'll probably reuse the Darkseid we got it previously, but this time he won't come included with a cape. So yeah, we have to wait and see. Now we're heading to the retro line. Now the only reason I'm including Batman 66 picture in here is because the Batman 66 is technically a retro line. So this will explain some stuff that I'm gonna say. So first off, here we have is Wonder Woman comic. Now, like I said, the Batman 66 retro line is, well, the Batman 66 is technically a retro line. So my guess could be wrong here. So it could be a actual comic book Wonder Woman, or it could be the Wonder Woman that appears in the comics with Batman 66, which is the Linda Carter version. My guess is the Linda Carter version, but like I said, I could be wrong, and it could probably just be a comic book Wonder Woman, since it does state here that it's a comic book Wonder Woman. But since it's from the retro line, and Batman technically is the retro line, I'm more inclined to the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Another one that confuses me a bit, it's the Batgirl Classic figure, from also from the retro line. Since we already got a classic looking Batgirl, which was from the new Adventures of Batman. So again, I don't know if this is actual a comic book figure, or if it's actually from the Batman 66 TV show, or comic book. Next up, one that I think people got confused with. I believe this is also from Batman 66. Although there was a list that said clocking, and they didn't mention anything about Retroline. So I'm guessing they got confused with that one, and it's actually this one, the Retro 66 Batman clocking, and not an actual comic book clocking. But this one is based on the comic book, I guess, Batman 66. Here we also have is the Batman movie poster, which I guess is this one. I'm not really sure. They might do the blue variant, since I don't know why they did that. This is like a very old movie, so I don't know. But my guess is this Batman the movie poster. Here we also have is the Joker. This one does specify that it's from the Batman 66, and it says Joker with the mask, which I'm guessing is this one, or it could be another Joker that I don't know, that has a mask. But here we also have is the Batgirl Bat Cycle, which doesn't specify if it's from the Batman 66 or a comic book. My guess is still from the Batman 66, so I'm guessing we're gonna get this Bat Cycle. Now going back to the DC Multiverse, since I forgot to include this in the beginning of the video. Here we have is the gold and silver Superman, which I believe also is going to be included with an eagle. So it might just be a repaint of the previous Superman we've gotten that has an eagle, but I'm not really sure. Here we also have is Metallo. It doesn't specify which Metallo version we're gonna be getting. If it's the new 52 or Rebirth, doesn't really specify. So yeah, we're just gonna be getting a Metallo. Next up, here we have is Max Mercury, which I don't really know much about him. I just know that he's part of the Flash family. So looks like we're gonna be able to expand even more our Flash family figures. And for female figures, here we have is Fire. Some people have already told me that they would have preferred a 2-pack with Ice, which yeah, it makes sense, but I'm pretty sure Mcfarlane gonna do a double reuse with this figure once they show it off. But next up here we have is Ragman. This one is a very obscure character, but I've only seen him in the TV show Arrow, and he looks interesting, so I'll probably look into it. His look kind of reminds me of Spectre, so who knows, my friend might reuse the cape at least for Ragman. Next up here we have is Batman and Superman World's Finest comic book. We're going to be getting a Batman figure from this. Not Superman, only Batman. I don't know if is going to do Superman in the future. But we also have a chase variant of this Batman. So I don't know if it's going to be just a color difference, or if it's going to be something else. My guess is going to be just a color difference. Here we also have is Dick Grayson as Batman, and he will also be coming with a Chase variant, which, like I said, it might just be a different color paint. I'm not really sure. Now continuing with the Chase figures, here we have is Bullseye Batman, which I believe is from the Silver Age. Correct me down in the comments if I'm wrong. But I'm really happy that Mcfarlane is doing these kind of obscure Batman figures. Hopefully Mcfarlane also does a rainbow Batman. But next up here we have is also a Chase figure, and it's gonna be Hugo Strange as Batman. So I believe they might use a Hugo Strange head sculpt, and I don't know if they're gonna do the mask version or the unmasked, but my money is gonna be on the unmasked version for this quote unquote Batman figure, I guess. Next up here we have is Fidgety, or was it Rigidity? I forgot. Somewhere something like that. Pretty sure it's like I think it's Fidgety. But yeah, we're gonna be getting him. Also, it's gonna be a Chase variant. We're also gonna be getting the Question, and also it's gonna be a Chase variant, which I'm pretty sure some people are gonna be mad about that, since I know some people are a fan of the Question. But next up here we have is the Shiny Knight. Now this one does specify which one it comes from, and it comes from the comic book called the Seven Soldiers. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting the guy that I'm showing right here and in the screen. Now going back to the normal DC Multiverse, here we have is Cyborg from DC Rebirth. So we're gonna be finally getting a comic book regular size Cyborg. Next up here we have is a 2-pack. This is Rookie versus Mr. Bloom, I believe. So it's gonna be a mega figure with a regular figure. Next here we have is Modern Red Hood, which I'm pretty sure it is this kind of Red Hood. Um, since all it says is just Modern Red Hood, but so I'm pretty sure it's this Modern Red Hood. You can correct me down in the comments. Next up here we have is Agent Liberty, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be getting that one person that asked why did they make this figure, who asked for this figure. But but anyways, we're gonna be continuing. Here we have is Nightwing versus Talent. Now this is gonna be a 3-pack, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna include 2 Talents and 1 Nightwing. And this is also gonna be a gold labeled, most likely an exclusive. And no, I do not know which store it's gonna be exclusive to. I just know it's gonna be a gold label. Now we're heading to everybody's favorite section, and it's the Jokerized figures. Here we have is Hush Jokerized, which hopefully you guys enjoy my Jokerized Hush right here that I made. But yeah, I really curious how they're gonna make this a Jokerized. I'm guessing that they're gonna do it like I did, but like better. But next right here we also have is a Jokerized Harley Quinn. Yeah, don't ask me how they're gonna make that a Jokerized version. They're gonna probably paint the red purple. So I mean, they made the Joker from the Dark Knight Jokerized, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something like that for this Harley Quinn. Jesus. Uh, but next up here we have is the glow in the dark Dragon Joker. This is most likely gonna be an Amazon exclusive. And yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Like I said, it's just a glow in the dark. Next up here we have the Frostbites, and don't get me wrong, these figures look cool, no pun intended, but I mean, I probably pick them up once they go on sale, but these are limited editions, so why will I ever see them on sale? But yeah, we're gonna be getting a Deathstroke Frostbite. I believe that the Rebirth Deathstroke that we have already gotten, just this time is gonna be a Frostbite. Next up here we have is Armor Batman from Batman Returns. From The Dark Knight Returns, my bad. The Dark Knight Returns. This guy is gonna be a patina, and as most of you know, the most of the patina ones always look the same, except for the Superman one with the armor. I believe that was a different kind of paint, but it was still named patina. But here we also have is another Jokerized figure, and it's the Batman from the last night on Earth. Um, Something like that. I honestly forgot the name of the comic book, but you have the image here. Um, and yeah, just probably just gonna be a purple suited Batman. All right, next up here we have is black or gray gold, Wonder Woman. So yeah, we're gonna be getting something like they did with Red Hood, where the rest of his suit was like black or gray, and the red parts were actually red. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the same thing with Wonder Woman here. Next up here we have is Steel. Now this one does actually say from which comic, and it's from the Justice Society of America. Next up here we have is Sinestro as Parallax. This one will most likely be just a repaint from the Hal Jordan as Parallax, since he's kind of wearing the same suit as Hal Jordan Parallax did. And to finish off the DC Multiverse, here we have is Solomon Grundy versus Batman. Now this is based off from the Batman Arkham City video game. So hopefully this time this Grundy is a correct size, and not the size we got from the build-up figure. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that this Grundy is bigger. So it's gonna be a mega figure with a Batman 7-inch figure. Now going to the collector's edition, here we have is Jonah Hex with his horse. I forgot his name. I know they include the name of his horse, but sorry, I forgot the name of the horse. But not only are we gonna be getting one Jonah Hex, we're gonna be getting another version of him, I guess, because we're gonna be having a chase variant and also a gold label. I don't know how that's gonna work. It's hard enough to find a freaking chase, uh, let alone one that has gold label and a chase variant together. Uh, Probably something's wrong here based on this list. It could probably be a gold label or chase. I don't know. But yeah. Next up here we have is the Dark Knight Returns blue suit battle damage. So yeah, it will most likely be the same mode, just that different paint's gonna be the blue and battle damage. Most likely it's gonna be painted battle damage. I missed the days when I used to sculpt the battle damage. Now they just painted. Yeah, that really disappoints me that they don't sculpt it anymore. They just paint battle damage. Will doesn't look that great. Obviously when they sculpt it, it looks more realistic than just painting it. But I guess Mcfarlane wanted to cut corners in there, so I get to just painting it. Next up here we have is the Green Lantern's core. Uh, Now, if you're wondering why you're seeing a freaking huge picture of everybody, it's because I don't know what character it is. It could be Guy Gardner for all I know, since I know people have been wanting to get a Guy Gardner Green Lantern, but it could be any Green Lantern. I don't know. In here it just says Collector's Edition Green Lantern, and that's all. Doesn't specify. So who knows? My money is on Guy Gardner also. So hopefully we do get a Guy Gardner Green Lantern, but I'll be happy with any other Green Lantern. Next up here we have is a female character. I know a lot of people get excited when we get female characters, mostly because all of them freaking sold out every time we get a female character. But here we have is Huntress, and Huntress is also going to be getting a chase variant, just like with any female character we're getting for the collector's edition. Yeah, a chase variant. I wonder which one is going to be the chase variant. It's going to be a different version. Well, not exactly a different version, but just like different paint, trying to resemble another version of Huntress. Now we're going for the DC Direct page punchers. Here we have is Damian Wayne from the Batman Reborn comic book. This guy is also going to be getting a chase variant, which this is not the first time I believe that they have made a chase variant. The first chase variant I believe was Batgirl from the Winter. I forgot the comic book, but it was based on like prehistoric uh, Batman, Batman, like in the dinosaur age or something like that. And that figure is going for $200. So I wonder how rare the chase variants are gonna be for these page punchers. Here we also have is Deathstroke from Rebirth. Um, Someone told me it's gonna be like a different version. But I can't remember from it was like I believe last year or the beginning of this month. Someone told me it's gonna be a different version for this Deathstroke Rebirth. But this Deathstroke Rebirth is also gonna come included with a chase variant, just like Damian Wayne. Now we're heading to the DC Direct Page Punchers 3-inch, which it's been a while since Mcfarlane has made a 3-inch figure. So here we have is the 2-pack, and it'll be the Joker with the battle damage blue version of Batman. And here we also have is Drowned and Earth 44 Batman. I know there's a name for it, but I forgot the name of this character also. But yeah, these guys are also gonna be 3-inch. Now we're heading to the Phygital. This is what people call the digital wave. They call it Phygital. Now since we get a physical figure and a digital code to get a digital figure. So yeah, here we have is Wonder Woman. Most likely they're gonna reuse the collector's edition Wonder Woman stuff, but obviously it's gonna be a different version of Wonder Woman. Like I said, I don't know. This one it just says Wonder Woman. Doesn't specify. But this one does specify with Robin, and is Robin from Earth 2. Now this is a very very not a well-known suit that Robin has for Robin, but it looks interesting. But next one, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be a popular one for the Phygital Wave, and it's the DC Classics. Oh no, the Silver Age of Joker. It's gonna be a Silver Age Joker. Now this guy is also gonna have a chase variant, which I believe is gonna be the first time we'll be getting a chase variant for the Phygital Wave. But not only him, we're also gonna be getting a Flash for this Phygital Wave. But the only thing is that this Flash won't have a normal version. This one will just be a chase variant. I know my friend is going crazy with chases in this video. But this might be for this year or next year, so might try to be even. But we are already heading to the DC Direct animated series. Here we have is Poison Ivy, Livewire, and Supergirl. Now this one is gonna be a gold labeled and will be a 3-pack. This one I believe was originally a 4-pack with Batgirl, but we're gonna be getting Batgirl also in this wave that I'm gonna mention later on in this video. But next one here we have is another 3-pack, and it's the Batman and Robin and the Mutant Leader. This is based off from the Batman anime series where they talk about stories about Batman, and they do mention the Dark Knight Returns story. So we're gonna be getting this figure. And here we have is Batgirl. This is gonna be the blue version. We already got the one with the black and yellow. This is gonna be the blue and gray Batgirl. And I believe this is the wave 3 of this Batman anime series, since the new Batman Adventures is like a separate kind of wave I believe. But next up here we have is Christmas with the Joker. And as you can already tell, these are being re-releases, and from what I've seen, they don't usually come packaged with the same accessories. Well, sometimes they do, but it's like they're missing like one or two stuff in here. So yeah, it's not exactly like a re-release. Well, it is just different paint, and sometimes they lack a little bit of accessories. But the next one here we have is the Lightning Strike Batman. Now this one I'm a bit confused with. I'm guessing it's gonna be this figure, or it could also be the iconic Batman intro. But my money is on this figure, which is gonna be a strange figure because I don't think this figure actually appears in the show. It was just for toy purposes. But yeah, I'll be really curious on how that was gonna look. But we also have it here. But here we also have is Two-Face. Nice. This one's from the Batman animated series, not the new Batman Adventures. So I wonder how they're gonna make this figure look different to the other one, or they're just gonna repackage it in there with different accessories. Now this one is not part of the wave. This is just a, I believe, single releases, and this is Batman. I forgot the name. Fire resistant Batman, I guess, suit. Uh, it has a specific name, but my mind right now is going blank on some of these names. But yeah, we're gonna be getting a Batman fire suit. We will also be getting the Creeper, which that one I believe doesn't come with much accessories, but I think I'm wrong. I think he doesn't come with accessories. But yeah, the Creeper. We're gonna be getting the Creeper. Next RP we have is Firefly. Will he come included with his flamethrower gun? I hope so. It would be pretty kind of dumb and probably doesn't actually put the flamethrower gun in there. Uh, with what WB is going on with Mcfarlane. But now we're heading to the superpowers lining. Here we have is Bizarro Tales of the Bizarro World. So yeah, this one does specify from which comic book this Bizarro comes from. But next up here we have is the Riddler, and this one is just the Riddler. So I'm guessing we're getting a generic looking Riddler, which there's nothing wrong with a generic looking Riddler. Next up here we have is classic Superman, and yeah, there's just his classic Superman. It's really kind of funny that some of them specify which comic it is, and some of them do not. They just say classic Superman. But next up here we have is a Chase, apparently Chase, uh, Aquaman figure. This was gonna be those gold variants where most of the figure is painted gold. So yeah, this one's apparently a Chase. I don't know if it's actually like a platinum Chase or just Chase. Same thing with Wonder Woman. It's gonna be a Chase, and it's gonna be a gold variant of Wonder Woman. Here we have is a 3-pack which includes Starman, Hourman, and Green Lantern. I believe this is from and this one does specify which comic book they come from. This is from the Justice League. Well, not Justice League, Justice Society of America. And that's pretty much it for superpowers. Now we're heading to the replica. Here we have is the 1989 replica cowl, which I believe my friend already showed off in one of his convention, I guess. I don't really know what it was. But here we also have is the Batman 66 cowl, and we have the Nightfall cowl. Another figure I forgot to mention was the Red Hood, but not your typical Red Hood, the one that has like a, I guess, bucket on the head. But yeah, that Red Hood. And I also forgot to mention the Batman animated series Batmobile. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be getting a re-release of the Batmobile. And now we're heading to the Batman Returns. No, I'm kidding. I can't talk about that yet unless we hit 1K likes on this video.